On Monday, February 24th, Go Battle League is rotating from the Ultra League into the Master League. And this is the first time in, at least an in-game competitive PvP, that we have had the opportunity to use and to make use of to the fullest a Pokemon like Dialga. Now in Master League, in my opinion, the meta-defining Pokemon for the Master League is Dialga. This is a Pokemon that you have to have an answer for, and probably a Pokemon you should consider having on your team if you want to have the best opportunity to succeed in the Master League. So in a series of videos, we're going to be looking at every aspect of the Dialga matchup. Things like breakpoints, bulk points, how to handle the mirror match, what Pokemon make the best teammates for Dialga, which Pokemon are the best counters, and ultimately why is Dialga so meta-defining in Master League PvP. In today's video, we're looking specifically at some of the rankings. Where does Dialga fall as far as the online resources, and what moveset is going to be most optimal for use in the Master League. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel, trainers. My name is Oro Chris. I am your catching coach, and we are here on the GamePress.gg's Master League PvP rankings. They're tier lists for PvP, and as we can see in Tier 1, first spot, they have got Dialga. Now, Dialga, along with Togekiss and Giratina Origin Form, are three Pokemon that very likely you will see on the same roster, and are Pokemon that we're going to be seeing a lot of in a couple of days when Master League rotates into the Go Battle League. Now, if we take a look at what makes Dialga so meta-defining, one of the major things to consider is just the overall stat product. This Pokemon has a max CP of 4038. Approaching 4100 if you're able to invest in that obtain that CP boost for best friends and reach that coveted level 41 status. As a result, very few Pokemon have the stats necessary to go toe-to-toe with a Pokemon as strong as Dialga. It is ranked 17th among all Pokemon as far as its attack stat goes, and unlike other leagues like Great League or Ultra League, where you want to find a Pokemon typically that has a lower attack stat and a higher defense and HP so that you are able to ultimately fit more total stat product into those CP restricted leagues, in a league like Master League, you want as high an attack stat as possible, bolstered by good overall bulk and HP and defense. And that is what we have here with Dialga. Now, as far as moves go, fast move, Dragon Breath is going to be the #1 and really only option for Master League PvP. The traditional set in Master Leagues is going to be typically Dragon Breath, Thunder, and Iron Head. You can potentially go off meta and have Draco Meteor as a sort of a nuke option in the back if you want to go that way, but for the most part, Dragon Breath, as we had in Great League with Altaria, as in Ultra League with things like Kingdra and Giratina, Dragon Breath is a very strong move, does a fairly good job of charging the charge moves, and overall is just very, very devastating if you're not ready to address it. What's also nice about Dialga as a Steel Dragon type Pokemon, Steel offering a lot of resistances to the Pokemon that otherwise would be a hindrance to things like Dragon types. Ice, for example, is normally super effective into a Dragon type Pokemon, but Steel resists Ice type attacks. As a result, that Steel resistance negates the otherwise super effective hit that Ice would bring, and therefore it's just neutral damage. Similarly, Fairy type moves would usually be super effective into a Dragon, but Steel types resist Fairy type moves. So we've also got Fairy types now only hitting for neutral damage into Dialga. And similarly, Dragon type moves are normally super effective against other dragons, but steel types, as we know, resist dragon type moves. So what that means is that we have a dragon type Pokemon with dragon type attacks, something as powerful as Dragon Breath, that is going to be hitting other dragons for super effective damage, but is not going to be taking in return super effective damage. This is one of the reasons that Gyarados in Ultra League, as well as in Master League, with the re-release of the formerly Legacy Dragon Breath, has been so strong in PvP, because it is not, as a water and flying type, it's not taking super effective damage from an opponent, but it's able to hit an opponent dragon type for super effective damage. Now what's also nice is, as we said, it's going to take neutral damage from fairy type attacks, but fairies have immunity tier resistance to dragon type moves, so they're still already at a advantage. But now Dialga has Iron Head, a steel type attack that's going to be hitting fairies for super effective damage. So any advantage that they had by having that immunity tier resistance to the Dragon Breath damage is out the window. And what's also nice is having access to something like Thunder. That's typically going to be the preferred moveset. It's going to enable you to hit things that would otherwise resist Dragon and Steel type moves. For example, an opponent Steel type like Metagross is now going to at least take neutral damage from something like Thunder. Similarly with Heatran. Heatran as a Fire Steel type would resist both, doubly resist Iron Head and resist Draco Meteor, but with access to Thunder, at least has the opportunity, Dialga does, to hit into something like Heatran for neutral damage. Moving next on to the ranking system at Pokebattler.com. In their well-rounded category, this is looking at Pokemon across the entire field, not just a restricted meta. The number one is Giratina Origin Form. Not Origin Form, Giratina Altered Form. But number two, we have got Dialga. Again, demonstrating how strong this Pokemon is in Master League PvP. And again, we see Giratina Origin Form coming in third. Now, this is the well-rounded rankings. What this is looking at is how do these Pokemon each rank in comparison to Master League as a whole across the entire field. But if we look at the counters ranking, this is how do these Pokemon rank across the top meta. How do they counter the well-rounded, the cream of the crop that we just looked at. And here, the best counter to the other top Pokemon is Dialga. Again, running that standard set of Dragon Breath, Iron Head, and Thunder. Finally, if we look at PvPoke, we've got Giratina Origin Form, Giratina Altered Form. Again, two Pokemon we're going to be seeing more of. They are not, we're not done with them from Ultra League. They're going to be coming back. Mewtwo now with the recently legacied Psystrike. But number four, we have got, again, Dialga. And as we can see, standard set, Dragon Breath, going to be the move that you want virtually all the time. Iron Head and Thunder being the preferred charge moves for Dialga in the Master League. Again, Draco Meteor can be off meta if you're only going to run one move. If you're not going to double move this Pokemon, probably Iron Head is definitely the way to go. And as we can see in number one ranked Giratina Origin Form, how do we know how important Dialga is going to be? It beats the number one ranked Pokemon in the league, because Giratina as a dragon type is going to be taking super effective damage from Dragon Breath, but it's not going to be hitting Dialga in return for super effective. It beats Kyogre, beats Giratina Altered Form, all Pokemon that are going to be at the cream of the crop. The meta is going to be Dialga.